The future of mortgages and real estate is here. And by here, I meant in the studio with me today. This is a popular guest. He's back by demand for the second time to talk to us about the future of real estate, the future of mortgage, and how technology is going to play a crazy, intense part of something we've never experienced before. And oh, by the way, we're also going to invite you to come join us in a couple months at the coolest conference of the year in Orlando, Florida. But you're going to have to tune in to this episode to know exactly what we're talking about. Check this out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. You are tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and a very special guest back by demand. He is the co-founder of Mpire Financial. This guy, when he's not working, is buying and playing with robots. And when he's not with his robots, he's probably behind the scenes developing his next SaaS product or launching another tech company. His mortgage company is one of the fastest growing mortgage companies in the country, and he is one of our industry's biggest thought leaders as it pertains to the future of mortgage lending. He is an Orlando native just like me. He is my friend, and he is back for the second time to talk to us about everything he's been up to, as well as to introduce us and invite us to join him at MortgageCon, the one, the only John Motowidlak, aka Moto. What's going on, John?
What's up, Dustin? Glad to be back, man.
Yeah, I'm super pumped to have you back. How bad was that drive? All of 3 minutes from your office to mine?
Yeah, just about. A scooter ride. Just a quick scooter ride.
Oh, you had a Lime scooter ride to get over here.
Yeah.
We're going to have to find time to grab lunch one day or grab a drink after work. I just moved to your part of town. Actually, you and I both moved to this part of town at about the same time.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, how long have you all been in your new office for?
Coming up on a year now.
Coming up on a year. So I moved in here probably 6 months ago. So
Okay.
You've been a little bit further. We're still moving in. As you can see, boxes everywhere. We have to rebuild the podcast studio, but where we're sitting right now is sufficient.
It's cozy.
It's cozy. Hey, fill us in. A lot has happened. You were on the show a year ago.
I was. Almost exactly.
Almost exactly a year ago. Yeah, because you're on the show. We were talking a lot about MortgageCon. MortgageCon is coming up in a few months, February 2026. It is by far the coolest mortgage conference of the year. Like the coolest. There's not one that's cooler. It's Universal Studios. What are the exact dates? February
1st through the 4th.
1st through the 4th. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Right now, y'all just mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss it. But I want to get called up before we do because a lot has transpired.
A lot's happened.
You guys are crushing it over at Mpire. Walk me through, like, where do you sit today in terms of, like, offices and production? And what did you do in case there's other leaders like you tuning in that want to maybe swipe and adapt from you?
Honestly, it's been a lot of fun this past year, just building everything. And I feel like a lot of it has been an organic culture. I think that one of the things we do best is act authentically and treat people with respect and make a welcoming environment. We're a huge focus on, like you kind of mentioned in the intro, modern lending. How can we use technology to improve the lifestyle of the modern originator? And, focusing on treating people well, empowering them, giving them the support and the full control over their business. It's grown. It's grown a lot since we last talked.
But in terms of your growth, is it organic growth? Is it external growth? Have you been playing around with mergers and acquisitions?
All the above.
All the above.
All the above.
Okay.
We've definitely seen going deeper in our loan officer skill set. A lot of people have increased and just done phenomenally. Just seeing the growth there. And then organically, we've had people reach out to us. We're not a huge recruiting company. There's no incentive really for people to recruit. So it's all just kind of that whole Disney mentality of do something so well so they want to bring their friends.
Okay.
And that's really worked well for us. We are getting, I announced it today, we're going to put the foot on the gas and it's time to go. We've built the platform. It's running smoothly. It's efficient. organized, and we're ready to grow. So
Yeah, because you have been building a lot of your own tech, correct?
that's my biggest thing is I want to build everything ourselves within reason so we can control it, enhance it, and be ahead of the trend and not have to settle into what other people are providing us.
So this year, I think you and I were talking in the green room. You're going to be like a Tesla truck away from $1 billion
So close.
in company production.
I mean, if we're going by rounding rules, I like to tell people we hit it, but we're going to finish just ever so short.
My son would love you if you're going by rounding rules. He used to tell me when he was in high school, Dad, I got a solid B in this class. Yeah. I'm like, you do? I logged in. I saw you have a 79.6. He's like, yeah, that's a B. I go, there's no part of that is solid. He's like, a B's a B. Yeah. And you guys are trying to get your B, but your B's $1 billion.
Correct.
So 900 and change Correct. Is what you're projecting to fund in 2025. Mm-hmm. What do you think 26 will be, and what's going to be the catalyst that gets you there?
I think just continuing the path that we set out on. Everything that we've put in motion has been working. Obviously, there's things to tweak along the way, but I think we're going to close to double in size next year.
Wow.
It's interesting because we're no longer growing by your onesies or twosies. We're growing by groups. We're having people that are groups of people seeing what we're doing, enjoying the energy that we bring. You know, I take a lot of pride in my company bringing a certain level of energy wherever we go, and it's kind of contagious. So based off that, we've met groups of people who are interested in coming over, taking part of our culture, of our technology, of how we do business, and you're going to see that trickle in over the first few quarters of 2026.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is no easy feat, especially in the years that we're having. But I have learned and I've experienced in my life as well. When you build it, they will come.
Yeah. Field of dreams,
Yeah, the field of dreams. Mm-hmm. But if you build it, they will come. I go around the country and I consult with mortgage companies. I coach branch managers. And I always talk to them about the honeypot.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, if I have a honeypot, or I call it a honey trap, but if I have a honeypot, what's it going to do? First, it's going to attract talent. Well, how am I going to attract talent? Well, my culture. Right, the way that I operate, the way that I lead, our systems and our processes, that's what's going to attract you. But then what's going to make you sticky, right? Honey's sticky. So when you come in, you're attracted first to all the sweetness. But then something needs to get you to stay. Well, it has to be good, right? It can't just be lip service. It can't just be a vision that I'm painting. It's like, no, it has to be a lifestyle that we all live. Obviously, for you all to grow as much as you did in 25, sounds like you got that honeypot figured out. And assuming that you continue to invest in that honeypot, you should have no issue in doubling in size. So does that mean $2 billion is like maybe the big, hairy, audacious goal, the BHAG for 2026?
It's always going to be my goal. I will go realistic and probably say more like 1.7.
Yeah.
But gosh, I want it.
Well, the good news is the market should give you and all your other lenders at least a 15 to 20% uptick.
A good refi boom and we're there.
Not even refi boom. Like just having more transactions, having less of us chasing them and watching the average home appreciate by 4%. You combine that. Yeah, then if you get a little bit of a dip in rates, then you should be able to smash through that $2 billion mark. But as long as you all continue to do the things that got you here, right? Which I'm assuming you will. We were talking about technology before the cameras got turned on, and I know you're a big tech guy. Like I joke about you buying robots, but you legit just leased 2 robots.
I did. I just bought 2 of them. Leased them, yeah.
Are you sometimes like a little bit like sheepishly afraid to let that out in the open, or do you like, hell no, I'm super proud of this?
I'm very proud of it.
Okay. What type of robots did you buy?
The Neo robots, the ones that will fold your laundry and do all that stuff. It's like a walking ChatGPT with hands. So the plan is have one stay home, see what I can do and teach it to manage the house, have one go with me everywhere like my best friend. I already told UWM, you're going to book me in 2 tickets because I'm going to have this thing walking around with us. But no, I'm gonna utilize technology to my benefit the best I can in all circumstances.
I mean, last year you were talking about like putting holograms inside of listings so that you wouldn't need a realtor there for an open house.
That's almost done.
And that's almost
That's
done.
almost done. Yeah, it's almost done.
Do you think I'll see that hologram at MortgageCon?
You're going to see a fictitious character hologram at MortgageCon. So it won't be me because I'm having me made, but we have a character we created to basically play host around MortgageCon. You'll see him at the trade show, multiple other places, but you'll be able to talk with it. You'll speak with it, have a normal conversation.
Will you bring one of your robots to MortgageCon?
If I get it by then, absolutely.
That was my next question. I forgot to ask it though. Is how hard are they to come by?
It's I like when I put the deposit down the Cybertruck, it was 4 freaking years. So, but they told me it's expected from end of Q1, beginning of Q2.
Okay,
and
so more than likely the robot will not be ready by MortgageCon because that's February of 2026.
It's very soon. I'm going to say no, it won't be, but for 27, which is going to be really cool.
And then do you buy them or do you lease them?
I'm going to lease them. Technology is advancing so fast that I'm going to lease it until I realize this is the optimal robot that I can possibly get, and not one comes out to market 2 months later that's cooler, and then I get the FOMO. Yeah. So I'm going to lease it until it's like a car, right? I'm going to figure out what I want until I make my choice.
That's the craziest thing ever. Like, I'm super stoked for you, and I can't wait to meet your robot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if your robots, do they like share a bed? Will they get along, or we have to keep them separated? Like, there's so many places we can go with you and your team of robots, but we'll have to wait to your next go around.
It'll be the three of us.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, it'll be the three of us.
It'll be the three of us.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll have the new studio built out by then. Here's a little teaser for the friends at home. We are thinking T-Lop would be better if we didn't just have 2 people on, but maybe 3 or 4, right? Some of my favorite talk radio shows back in the day had multiple people. Even today, I listen to sports radio. And listen to sports radio, typically in the morning, it's 3 or 4 guys and girls that I'm listening to. I don't know if T-Lop going forward needs to be just me and a guest or just me and JC. In fact, we may just leave JC at home permanently going forward. And I'm going to bring in a new anchor co-host, but also start introducing the fans of the show to more people that are inside of like the T-Lop family.
Yeah.
So next time you're on, it'll be you, me, maybe a co-host and your robot. So it'll be 4 of us.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see what shit your robot talks about you by then, because you'll have it so programmed. You're going to be like, oh, cut, edit. I'm like, nope, Moto, we do not edit anything. So that's not going to work. Your robot's just going to spill the beans. I want to talk to you before we get into MortgageCon. We're going to talk about MortgageCon, y'all. Promise you. But before we get too far into the episode and too much into MortgageCon, you know what? Before we get too far in the episode, let's do this. I'm going to take a quick pause so we can hear from today's show sponsor. Then I'm going to come back and we're going to ask you questions about how you see mortgage and real estate as we ramp up for the 2030s. But first, here's a word from today's show sponsor. Loan officers and branch managers, listen up. Lower Mortgage gives loan officers an edge. They're simplifying mortgages with tech that speeds up every step, from lead to close, so you can spend more time building relationships, not chasing paperwork. The result? More happy homeowners and more wins for you. Mortgage doesn't have to feel old school. Join Lower Mortgage, where top producers thrive. Visit company.lower.com or email my guy Craig Montgomery. It's cmontgomery@lower.com. That's CMONTGOMERY@lower.com. All right, so we're back. Walk us through. Here we sit. It's 2025 going into 2026. That means we're staring down the barrel of 2030. As a mortgage professional, as an entrepreneur, as a tech guy, as if you're a mortgage, you might as well be in real estate. So speaking on behalf of all of those industries, what excites you about the future? What also makes you nervous?
What excites me is it's kind of somewhat a level playing field again. You know, there's so much new adoption of technology that's so uncertain that everyone's kind of overwhelmed. I think the word I want to use is they don't know. it's like a money tunnel. There's money flying, opportunity flying all over the place. You don't know where to grab it. What technology do you implement? How do you implement it? How is my competitors implementing it? So to see that it's really going to bring out creativity and trying to get people to adopt a new way of how they view a home, new way of how they get a mortgage. I mean, I even think of how is HUD and everything going to respond? How are we going to respond with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? And how's the AUS system going to do? You know, now that we have the adoption of really smart AI, are they going to still do an AUS style that they've done with Logic? Or is there going to be, how are credit reports going to be analyzed? Is it going to be true blue, stick to what they've done? Or is AI now going to go in and review spending habits that you do and try to really look at a more organic picture of how you're spending your money, how responsible you are, what your habits are? So I'm very curious to see how everybody adopts it.
So that sounds like it's a universal two-sided coin where it's like that excites you and maybe worries you, or is that all excitement there?
I would say it's all excitement.
That's all excitement. Okay.
The uncertainty isn't necessarily worrying. It's just unknown. You know, you don't know what they're going to come out and do. You don't know what they're working on right now. And really, we are just when they change something, we are just trying to react and adapt as quickly as possible.
So then what concerns you? What keeps you up at night? Your robot not being delivered in time. Besides that.
You know, I've mentioned it before. In people, I do think there's going to be job loss.
Yeah.
I do think that there's some positions that are going to be obsolete. And for one example is customer service. A lot of tasks are probably going to look to be automated. So I'm so curious to see and concerned to see like what happens to the economy, what happens to people.
Those people?
Yeah. That haven't really gained the function to utilize this technology. Maybe they hypothetically, and let's expand outside of just mortgage and real estate. With these, we're joking about robots, but what's stopping McDonald's from not having an entire robot staff or something? And then you're starting to lay off people who are reliant on jobs like that. You know, what does it do to the manual labor workforce? And certainly it might not replace them, not yet at least, but it's going to drastically reduce them. So I'm just very curious to see, once everything goes away, all the fog clears, what's it going to do to jobs?
Yeah.
So, it's
that's
something
one of those only time will tell, right?
Only time will tell, but it keeps me up, wondering how, they say like the AI bubble, but it's really going to impact how we live everyday life. The more and more they come out with, a ChatGPT is a relatively new thing, but to see how much it evolved over these past few years, I also generally get worried that Terminator is going to happen, and Cyberdyne is going to actually take over, and we're all going to get killed. Sorry, a little off topic there.
No, I mean these are all like people's own thoughts and feelings. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And the things that get you excited and the things that keep you up or even make you worry, including that Terminator type experience that we all could be faced with. Fast forward a decade from now,
yeah,
right?
Hopefully, yeah.
The good thing, a decade from now, I'll be 57 years old, still haven't lived like a full life, but I guess if I have to go, I have to go. I go down swinging.
That's right.
But I'm hoping with all this technology, I'll get to live to 117.
I hope so.
I mean, like that would be amazing. As long as my body and the medicine that we've now created with all of this access to information allows me to keep going, man, life's fun. Life's an adventure. Wouldn't it be awesome if the exact opposite happened? Instead of Terminator taking us out, Terminator ends up becoming the greatest thing ever and then allows me to live 117 years instead of probably what I'm probably gauging 77 to 83 years of age is someone like me's expected lifespan. What are y'all doing? And it's you and your partners. What are y'all doing right now behind the scenes? Not so much mortgage related, but you're powering your mortgage company with certain technologies.
Yes.
What are those technologies that you're using that you feel like are giving you this competitive advantage that has allowed you to double your production? It's going to allow you to do another 50, 60% growth in 2026.
We've really leaned into building our own that piggybacks off some good things. We still use Arrive. I love Arrive. I always believe it's the engine that's going to drive a lot of things. It holds so much data, but we've built things that tack on to it, I guess you could say, that help us run things from a compliance standpoint to a commission management standpoint, organizing our lenders, KPIs, analytics. We have very ambitious dreams for things like our own pricing engine and more, like an AI coach. There's so many cool things out there that we're trying to plug into the software we use. And of course we use Roam. We love Roam. It helps us feel connected and such, but really giving everyone, I always wanted people to feel like if they were stranded on an island with only their cell phone, their job could go off without a hitch. No problem. Apps, automation, everything.
All right, so walk me through this. So Mpire Financial is a mortgage brokerage.
Correct.
Are you all doing any non-delegated correspondent transactions as well?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a warehouse line or two set up, and you're doing some non-delegated correspondent, which at your size I would anticipate, right? Most of my friends in the mortgage industry, once they start doing several $100 million, then it's kind of like the next step is to add that to the repertoire. But your tech stack is one that instead of you using bolt-on, I mean, you use Arrive as your LOS, but you're trying to build your own pricing engine, because if you didn't, what pricing engine would you have, or would you not have one?
We have a few. I mean, we've always used Loan Sifter for years. It's kind of like the tried and true.
It is.
Yeah. Like
yes.
It's good old.
It's like
trusty,
the Calyx of the day is Loan Sifter. Okay.
Yeah. So we have that in our back pocket. Arrive has really done a lot of things to incorporate, but they don't have all the partnerships. We have a lot of lenders, over 100. So that's kind of every time that we build something, it's become because there hasn't been something out there that totally satisfies what we're trying to do and what we're trying to give to our LOs.
Okay. Can you like, are you talking, I mean, obviously we have LOS, we have POS, we have CRM, PPE, right? Your pricing engine. And you mentioned like an AI coach.
Correct.
What, of those, when you talk to these big teams that are looking to join your team, what aspects of your technology are they most excited about?
I think just the organization behind everything. That everything they want is readily available. There's no question marks. They're able to. The biggest thing I realized when I made this company, Dustin, loan officers care about their money.
Yeah.
They don't want to be in the dark when it comes to their pay. So the biggest thing that we emphasized on is complete transparency, efficiency, automation, and accuracy in their funds. That's probably the biggest thing that we've realized is so important to the LOs is I'm making all this money. How's it organized? How can I see it? And traditionally, brokerages probably work on some fancy Google Sheets that are formulated or something, and it's not scalable. So also, like when you have as many as 100 lenders, how do you organize them? How do you make the information available and accessible to everybody? And I love the AI coach that we're bringing out. It's really like a true reverse engineering. It's hooking up to your CRM, so it's tracking your phone calls, your talk time, your answer rate, your apps to closings, your everything, and kind of giving you a plan and watching over your shoulder. So it's so
it's like a business coach.
Right?
It's analyzing your data, giving you feedback based on what you're doing.
It's a story. It's a story.
Yeah. Because on our end, I mean, obviously I'm all in on coaching, consulting, and soon to be career advisory, and I'm going to have to solve for really two things. Like on the fear side is someone's going to swipe my content. They're then going to create their own bot. And then all of a sudden it's my image likeness that's being swiped and adapted and repurposed without me getting the credit for it. But then I'm like, well, I have to beat them to it, right? And you met my partner Mike earlier, and that's one of Mike's biggest marching orders is I said, I want every one of my members to have me in their pocket, right? And it's not just me. It's one of my 5 coaches. It's, probably our 100 or 200 best podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Where if you can't log in on Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Coach on Call, or you missed the Tuesday coaching call, the Thursday sales training, you can always go to your app, and it's kind of like Ask DO.
Exactly.
Like, hey, let me just ask T-Lop real quick what I should do. But most of ours is like more on what to say, how to say it, why to say it, how to structure my day, what to prioritize, how to overcome this objection. Like these are the marketing ideas, the various KPIs. It's just nice to be able to go to one single source. And I'm racing to beat everyone else from not making their own. If someone wants to make their own, by all means, do it. I'm worried that I'm going to end up in litigation because someone's going to be stealing my shit and then reselling it before I can.
Yeah.
And I would like to avoid it just by staying ahead of the curve and beating them to the punch. Like you told me earlier, what you're building for your branches and your originators at Mpire, you're also going to make for sale to basically your competition.
Correct. I am going to put out to market about a month, 45 days, everything that makes us special.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy, but it's a clear need in the industry. And I'm confident in our company and the unique things that we have outside of just the technology we built. But I see an opportunity to grow this platform bigger than itself, solve a lot of problems, and also connect the industry. We have some very unique ways in it that we plan to connect everybody. Almost social media style in it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know this, but people make the company.
Yeah.
Right? People make the culture. And we also know that we can't be all things to all people. No. So you and your leadership team and your branch managers, you have your culture, you have your way of leveraging the tools. And that's going to attract a lot of the right people to you. Yeah. And it'll attract none of the wrong people. I agree. Right? Yeah. But those wrong people are still good people. They're just wrong because they don't prioritize things the way you prioritize them. So they should be able to at least have access to your same tools, but let them run it in their own culture with their own group of people that do see the world through their own POV.
Agreed.
So let's do this. Let's jump into MortgageCon. Right? That's. I mean, John and I get together because MortgageCon is coming up. And I was so fortunate. I got to play a role in it last year. I get to play a role in it this year. So TLOP will be there. They have set us up in this amazing boxcar in order to record podcast episodes from the event. But walk the people through. Anyone who hasn't bought their ticket, they haven't booked their hotel, booked their flight. By the way, it's Orlando, Florida in February. Here's what I can tell you. I don't know why you'd want to visit Orlando in June, July, or August. I really don't. But I couldn't imagine why you wouldn't want to visit Orlando in months like January, February. So we know we're in February. We know we're down at Universal Studios. But walk us through what this event's going to be like.
So we put a lot of effort into making the full thing an experience. And if you know my brother, but for those of you that don't, Joe is very detail-oriented when it comes to providing every bit of an experience for people. He wants you to be totally immersed. So I'm more of, hey, let's pick this speaker. Let's set it up in this format. He's like, that's great. Let's make it look like a castle. and he does a great job. So it's hosted at Hard Rock. The room block's at Hard Rock. And just like last year, we'll have a big welcome dinner, kind of get everyone in the flow of having fun. We've learned a lot of things. As you do these things, you kind of learn, oh, this didn't work, this did. And we really wanted to make it for the modern originator. Now, as much as I hate to admit it, we're partiers. Mm-hmm. Mortgage brokers like to have a good time.
Yes.
Whether that's alcohol related, not alcohol related, they get lost in the moment when they're out of their job and they have fun. So we pushed the start time back from your typical 9 to 11. Let people get in, maybe make a few calls for work, get situated, get breakfast, shake off the hangover, whatever it might be, and then come ready to go. It goes all the way from 11 to dinner time. We did it unique where we do micro sessions. I think I talked about it last time, but your modern originator ADD is such a problem. So I notice even for myself when I'm at these events, I'm fidgeting. I got to get up and walk around. I don't care how good the speaker is. I'm desperate for a break. So we don't have many people at all, more than 35 minutes or 35 minutes just to keep it digestible and shorter. Great charity. This year we have the Dream Machine with Charlie Rocket. You know Charlie Rocket? I
don't know Charlie Rocket, but I didn't even know that you all looped in a charity as a part of your event.
Oh, yeah. So this is totally a charitable event.
Okay.
It's not for profit. The first year and the second year, I want to say we did Give Kids the World.
Okay.
And then this year we partnered with Charlie Rocket. Charlie Rocket's a famous music producer. Also runs this charity. They did a Nike commercial off of him. He had, I want to say it was a brain cancer, don't quote me, but something that he's really managed well and kind of turned into an inspirational story. So Renee Rodriguez introduced me to Charlie, and once I told him hey, we want to, Renee is like, what's this for? I'm like, we're not an association. I'm not trying to recruit people. I just feel like we have all these skills that should be used for some part of good, right? There's not much we can do, but let's take what we have and do something different and not have the money go towards some organization or association, whatever it might be. He's like, love that. That's great. Told him how we were focusing on children. He introduced me to Charlie. Spent like an hour right away talking to Charlie, and he was in. So I think he's even bringing a few kids to the event. So kind of getting off track, but we rented out both Harry Potter worlds this year as well. So
both in the Magic Kingdom, both at Universal and at Islands of Adventure.
Yeah. So each night will be a different one, and it's like intertwined into the story. And we have this. Roberto has our creative designer has been working on this theatrical movie that is actually pretty good. Like
for the event or outside of the event?
For the event, it's like all the breaks. It's the intro. It's like the days leading up to it. It's like setting up this storyline, and then you kind of go through the park, and it's part of it. And each night caps off with a private dinner and private event at one of the 2 Harry Potter worlds. And like all the rides are open, the stores are open. They keep the entire land open. They just kick out all the people that aren't us.
How cool is that?
Cool is
this
that?
is an experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. So by the way, if you didn't know this, last year was Indiana Jones themed. This year is Harry Potter themed.
More or less.
Hence, more or less. Right. Yeah. Hence, you probably can't say it's Harry Potter themed without paying like trademarks and licensing.
Spot on.
So
yeah. It's we like to call it medieval. It just keeps everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Otherwise, we get in trouble.
Okay. So just imagine it's at Universal, and they have rented out the Harry Potter
Correct.
worlds in both parks. One night, one the next night, and the theme will be quote unquote medieval.
Correct.
I like that.
There you go.
Now, but for mortgage professionals coming, what do you think they should be most excited for? Like, that's all the cool factor, right? But like, walk me through why you would love to attend Mortgage Con as a broker owner. What would get you excited about this event?
I think number one, like, you have to have fun to learn something valuable. And we really emphasized and focused on how the information was being taught. So like, we're not doing a panel like maybe your typical event would do. We're doing something called a duel, where it's 12 minutes, each person, 4 people up there. They basically get 3 slides, and they give the best amount of information in a short period of time that they can. There's a voting system. They win like this trophy. But,
Is Chris moderating that?
Which Chris?
Vincent?
No. Chris is actually on one of the duels. So
Okay.
Chris is going to be going up against 3 other people in a duel about leadership.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I'm waiting for one of those. Chris was on the show. Or actually, he's coming up on the show.
Hey,
So
Chris.
Chris is coming up on the show. We finally we tried to connect this year at Mortgage Con. He and I couldn't. My fault, not his. He
Yeah.
actually showed up on time. I had my schedule all out of whack. But we were able to connect at Fuse this year.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love Chris.
He's the
like,
best
that was
guy.
my first
Yeah.
time meeting him. I'm like, you're so much fun.
It's so much fun.
And super successful, and he gives so much back to the industry. It's really cool to see. But what I've recognized is Chris will travel the country doing various events, and he likes to have these these script offs or these battles.
Yeah.
And I haven't been invited yet to participate.
Oh, I got you in a duel. You're going to be in a duel.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
and at one point I'm like, I wonder if they're just trying to find, who is like the king of the ring, and then I get tapped on the shoulder. Kind of like, the UFC waited for Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And they waited and they waited and they waited. Then they finally let Brock slide in.
Yeah.
Right? At some point, I'm like, hey, I don't know if I'm getting my ass handed to me. I don't know if I'm going to hold my own, but I sure as heck would like to find out. I am a big F around and find out type person. Okay, so you're going to do something similar to that at Mortgage Con.
Correct.
And I may or may not be a part of it.
Oh, you're going to be a part of it. Yeah. You just don't know about it yet.
There we go. I just went ahead and ran my mouth.
Yeah.
That's how I had to get really good at defending myself as a kid, like, elementary school, middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Because of my damn mouth. My mouth has earned me everything that I've gotten in life. Every ass whooping I earned by running my mouth, but also every dollar I've earned. Right? I earned it by running my mouth. So I would love the opportunity. So you're going to do something different than panels, but you're going to give 3 people, 4 people up on the stage. They each get 3 minutes to give their best, and then the audience gets to vote on who was the king or queen of the ring at that time.
Correct.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Who are some of your speakers that you have coming in?
Ooh, okay. We have Renee Rodriguez.
What's up, Renee? It's a good friend going back 20 years.
Yeah. John Haddad, Kyle Draper, Sean Kaplan. I'm going to draw a huge blank. Howard Lerman.
So I don't know Howard.
Howard's the CEO of Rome. He's a brilliant guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, John Broad's my dude at Rome, but
Yeah.
I've never met Howard, at least not in a position that, like, it's memorable.
Yeah, really smart guy.
Okay.
They built a great software.
Yes.
Who else? I did this last year. I get up here and I blank about the entire.
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
speakers.
if you have Kyle Draper, is Jamie Miller coming back?
Jamie Miller's back.
So you have Jamie Miller back. You have
Rebecca.
Kyle Draper back. Barry coming?
Barry's not there this year.
Barry's not going to make it this year.
No.
Okay. No, I mean, look, I will tell you from being there, the speaker lineup, Rebecca Richardson's going to be
Rebecca's there.
right? The
Luke
mortgage
Shankula,
mentor.
yep.
She's one of my coaches. You know that?
I did know that.
Yeah. So Rebecca crushes it. We're actually planning out our 2026 agenda for the coaches. Because when someone's coaching with us at TLOP, like, we coach them every Tuesday, right? That's large group coaching. Every Thursday, I do some kind of a sales training, whether it's me or I'm bringing in one of my friends from the industry. Then we're a coach on call Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that means, like, if someone's paying to be a member of our coaching for 3 hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they can log in and they can get up to 15 minutes of one-on-one time with one of the coaches.
Yeah, that's great.
But Rebecca is so good. Like, she's one of those coaches. We need to make sure we have her on at least once a month.
Yeah.
Right? There's some coaches that you may only see them once a quarter, but they're very available for a coach on call. But Rebecca's one of those, like, look, if there's 48 or 52 Tuesdays that we're going to be coaching, I need to make sure that once a month she's on. So you'll have her,
Yeah, she's
her
very
speaking as well.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we, any prizes you're going to be giving out? Any awards?
No awards or prizes. It's going to be a very immersive experience. You're going to be led through this, basically 2.5 day event. We do have trade shows. So there's 2 trade shows before the actual event starts. And between the movie, everything that's interactive within it, and then the events at night, like, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the audience the reason why I would be there, even if I wasn't participating and I wasn't friends with John and Joe and the rest of the Empire crew, is because of the networking, right? The people that attend this event, the vendors who sponsor the event, the speakers that are coming in to speak at the event, they're no joke. These are industry leaders.
Yeah.
And you never know where that one conversation is going to take you. It could be waiting in line to grab a drink. It could be waiting in line to go on the Harry Potter ride, right? Or it could just be morning of breakfast, who you sat next to. But you never know. They could not lend in your state and have a referral for you. They could have just signed on with a new lender that you're not currently working with. They could have just joined a brand new coaching community that's helped them close one extra loan a month that you knew nothing about. Like, it's those conversations at events like MortgageCon get me excited and amped up. It's every reason why y'all should be at this event. Plus, it's cool as shit. So if people want to learn more about MortgageCon, what's the website? How do they find out more?
So mortgagecon2026.com. Hurry up, because tickets are selling out.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's getting low.
Yes. I was actually very happy that it's getting low, but at the same time, I was like, crap, I hope it doesn't mean that we don't need to do our podcast episode because I love hanging out with you. And I think more people should follow you. I mean, guys like you truly represent the future of mortgage lending. So where you're taking your company, whether I agree or disagree, I better be watching you because you're having success. So MortgageCon 2026 is where you would go to sign up,
Buy tickets. Yep.
buy tickets. Would you also be able to book your hotel rooms through that website?
I do think there's a room block link there. That's something that's typically the Joe question.
We should probably reach out to Marilee or Joe.
Yeah, that's the brains behind the operation.
The brains
I'm just
behind the
face,
operation.
yeah.
Go to the website. I promise you, all the next steps you'll be able to figure out.
Sure is.
How about if people want to follow you or connect with you, John?
They could follow me on Instagram at moto_loans. That's probably the best way to check
Instagram,
me out.
Moto,
Instagram.
MOTO_loans.
Loans.
Very cool. Company's Mpire Financial. He's John Motowidlak, a.k.a. Moto. The event that we were talking about is MortgageCon. That website is MortgageCon 2026. I'm Dustin Owen, and you have just tuned in to Loan Officer Podcast. If we are not connected on LinkedIn, why don't you go over to your LinkedIn, first name Dustin, last name Owen, and at least follow me if you can't connect with me. It is the easiest way for you to get a hold of me. And I promise you, I will wow you with my response times. If you need something, send me a message. Less than 24 business hours. I typically always respond. On Instagram, we are at the Loan Officer Podcast. My coaching company is TLOPS Originator Coaching. That website is tloponline.com. While you're on that website, sign up for my newsletter because that's how I will be able to invite you to one free coaching masterclass every single month. But you first must sign up for the newsletter. He's Moto. I'm Dio. That's all the time we have for you today. But we do look forward to catching you on the next episode. Peace.